In this segment, Richard Chichester, President and CEO of Faris Investments, discusses how the recession and e-commerce have helped the retail industry by driving efficiency, greater creativity, and opportunity, in turn positioning retail as a strong investment diversification strategy for both high net worth and institutional players.
The silver lining in a slow recovery is that as much as demand is beginning to pick up, the consumer is gaining some level of confidence in the economy, and they're opening up and spending into the economy a bit more. The silver lining is it isn't so robust that it's caused an appetite for new construction. So the reality is the in-place base of real estate, or the in-place base of retail, is pretty much the same as it was prior to the recession. And that lack of new product has kept the supply down, which helps the demand, that is, absorb existing space and allow rents to stabilize or increase. There isn't a one or the other. There isn't the physical experience or the internet. There really is this bifurcated or omni-channel experience. So now the retailer has to find out what's relevant for them in the physical store, because the research and or the buying is going to probably happen on the internet. And the physical store now becomes the showroom where somebody can come in, physically understand the product, work with the product, see the product, but they're usually going to then do the research or the actual buying experience through the internet. So it has bifurcated the channels, but it's certainly brought more influence, more education, more choice to the consumer, and as such, the retailers had to learn to deal with that, and many have done it very, very well. The growth opportunities really for many are in the triple net category. You're seeing that segment, which in the past was really a niche, become a legitimate, robust, relevant investment category. And many, especially the baby boom generation, are beginning to take those dollars and make investment choices into more predictable and stable investments, as opposed to being in a more fluid market, i.e. the stock market. And as such, we're seeing growth there. The value to that is severalfold. It's an actual tangible asset. It is a commodity that they understand, they can see, they can touch, and they can control. But from a standpoint of the income as well, it's more stable and predictable, which allows them a more comfortable feel relative to their investment. It's a risk-adjusted option for them. For the professional investor and the institutional investor, they still stay to their core competencies, which is really core assets within markets or core markets as well. And so they're underwriting a bit differently, say, than that private investor that we talked about a moment ago. They really are underwriting to the demographics, to the markets, to the real estate, and to the tenancies. The institutional and professional investor is very sophisticated in their approach. Their underwriting is deliberate. So they really have a good understanding of the investment profile, the investment risk they're willing to take, and they understand the risk as it relates to both the economy or economics as well as to the real estate itself. But for most, they are staying within the core markets and or considering going to secondary markets, but they look for the best location in a secondary market. Most exciting trends I see in retail still relate to the impact or the influence of the internet. Watching how retailers at the bricks and mortar are beginning to build that in and blend it in to their business models, so that in the physical store you can get the experience or the omni-channel experience of both the physical showroom as well as the ability to buy or research online. Which is what I'm beginning to see in that, in terms of many of the retailers, is that the experience in the store has changed. And they seem to be more aware of the consumer and of the experience they're going to have when they're physically in the store. And that combination I find to be exciting. I find it to be invigorating for the consumer, and I think it allows the consumer to make better choices.
Retail TV is brought to you by Faris Investments.